So a buddy friend of mine came by the other day and asked me if I've ever seen this movie before. The Chef, which came out back in 2014. I told him I've never heard of it. And he immediately told me, hold on, don't go anywhere. I'm coming over. We gotta watch this movie. And he's known about this movie for a long time. But me, on the other hand, this is a movie 11 years old. And I believe I've heard of it, but guaranteed I've never seen the movie before. So we go ahead and watch the movie. And I'd have to say, after having to watching this flick, I had a really good time. It was a very fun movie. Because the movie being called The Chef, obviously, as you know, it's about a man who loves to cook food. For me, I don't know how to cook good food. I know how to eat good food, but I don't know how to cook it. I'm one of those typical guys where you just throw it in the microwave and just wait for the bell to ring and bam, dinner's ready. But no, when you see this delicious food that's being presented in this film, you just get a massive craving. You could be full off of the supper you just ate, and yet after watching this movie, you're going to want to go and get yourself the same kind of food that they present in this movie. It's great that this movie is being starred by Jon Favreau, great guy, and it's filled with an all-star cast. I mean, I couldn't even believe that there were so many people here that I recognized. You got John Leguizamo, Sofia Vergara. You got Scarlett Johansson in there. You got Dustin Hoffman, and then one in particular, which is actually my favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes of the film, because I was talking to my buddy that I was watching the film with. I told him, "Hey, Jon Favreau is great and everything, and I love on how this film is filled with an all-star cast, but I wouldn't be surprised if I were to have seen RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. in this movie." And he fooled me. He said, "Yeah, no, he's not in this movie." He really played it off. Bravo giving him an Oscar for that, because as soon as RDJ popped up in the movie, I'm just like, "That's RDJ. That's Robert Downey Jr." I was freaking out, because I love seeing the friendship chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau. They're really great buds, and I love it when they work together. I love when they're working together on the same screen. So yeah, that scene in particular was fantastic. And I know that he is an expensive actor, and so is everyone else. But from what I'm told, that all these actors owed Favreau a favor, which is why they're in the film, and the film is low budgeted, so they wouldn't be able to afford not even one of these in particular castmates if the favor wasn't in his favor. But yeah, this movie reminds me a lot of Jerry Maguire. The one with Tom Cruise, Renee Zellweger, Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, it's, the movie starts out the way it is. You got a man who loves doing what he loves to do. He loves to do what he's good at, but he's still unhappy with his life. There's something missing. There's that missing piece in him that he's searching for. And when he's going towards that dream, that's when everything starts to shatter. Everything starts to go in the direction that doesn't favor him at all. So when it comes to this movie, The Chef, he is an unhappy man. He loves doing what he loves to do, but it's not to his fullest happiness of his consent. He has a son, and that relationship between the both, according to him, is all right. But according to the son, that relationship needs a lot of work. And he also has his ex-wife. They're typically friends. Being co-parents to their child. And I just think that it's just phenomenal. The way that they do these gourmet dishes in this movie is just fantastical. We don't have restaurants where we're located at like that. There might be. I've never stumbled across any of them, but if I did, I would really love to go ahead and give it a try, give it a little bit of get some experience off of that, because that food just looks phenomenally delicious. And my friend, he's a pro cook. He loves to cook, and he does cook a lot of delicious food, and people know him off of that. And I mean, phenomenal guy, loves to cook, great guy, great job. But yeah, coming back to the movie though, this food truck is presented to him, and that food truck is practically a character in this film as well too. It's what really establishes back the source of his happiness, the source of who he is and what he loves to do. And it does establish that relationship again between, not only between father and son, but also a man with his I'd say co-pilot, John Leguizamo's character. You know, he's he's his best friend. He's always there by his side, and the marital relationship, you know, with his divorced wife being reestablished at the end of the film. So I find it fantastic. You know, food can really, if it's really good food, it could really, really fix a lot of issues. Good medicine. So yeah, it's a fantastic film. Great time. I had a lot of fun with it. I watched it once and I watched it again just to refresh my memory here, because he did put in a request for me to talk about this particular film. And because, like I said, I did have a lot of fun with it, and I had a lot of peculiar thoughts of what I felt about the film. And it really does get to you, because he has that passion. He expresses that passion. He expresses what he loves to do in this movie. And when he's criticized for it, it really puts him on a pedestal. And you can really feel what he's feeling, being criticized and being treated like as if he doesn't know what he's doing. When in case he does know, and when he does get that food truck and goes not all over along the country, but more in the southern part of the country of the U.S., selling Cuban sandwiches, which those sandwiches look so good. I want to try one. They even present a loaf of brisket in one scene, and when I saw that brisket, I was like, that is good. That takes a lot of time and a lot of patience to get that kind of pure meat into perfection. But yeah, great film. I loved it a lot. If I'd have to give it a rating between 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest film of all time to 1 being the very silliest film, which this is not, I'd have to say the movie would have to be a good 9.0. You know, a good 9. It's a great movie. I didn't even feel bored of it. I didn't feel overwhelmed. I didn't feel anywhere that lost my interest to the movie. Every single second I felt very interested, and I would have loved to have seen more if there was more that was to the film. But yeah, even Jon Favreau directed this movie, and I think that he's a really great director and actor. You know, he's very involved in Star Wars right now, so with the Mandalorian and all that stuff. And I remember when I first saw this guy, he was in Daredevil playing playing alongside Ben Affleck. So, and who's to know that he came from being who he was then to who's going to be today. And that was just, and when it comes to this movie, that was 11 years ago, and he's been growing even much more bigger in the entertainment world since then. So yes, that is my review towards The Chef. Have you guys checked this movie out? If you haven't, go and check it out. You will have a great time. I can't guarantee that, because everybody does have their own personal opinions. But when it comes to watching this movie, I can really sense that you guys would have an amazing time watching this movie, as much as I did. So if you guys have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, please feel free to leave it down in the comment section in the bottom. Let's have an awesome time talking about this movie, or any movies that you'd like to talk about in general, because I love to talk about movies, but most importantly, I love to talk about them with you. So thank you guys so much once more again, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye.